In this new series of video, we will learn about basic refinery process that a piping engineer should know. We will learn about what is petroleum, what is crude oil, little bit of hydrocarbon chemistry, that is about saturated and unsaturated hydrocarbon, and what is refinery. Further detail about the refining process we will learn in the second part of the video. Let us see now what is petroleum. Whenever we listen to the term petroleum, we normally think of liquid form, that is crude oil. But petroleum includes gas form, that is natural gas, and viscous or solid form, that is bitumen, which is found in tar sand. In general, we can say petroleum is a complex mixture of hydrocarbon naturally occurring in the earth in the form of liquid, gas, and viscous or solid form. Actually, the liquid and gas phases are so intimately associated that nowadays, whenever we refer to the term petroleum, it means crude oil plus natural gas. The word petroleum is actually generated from the two Latin words, that is petra and olim. Petra means rock and olim means oil. So petroleum is also referred as rock oil. However, petroleum is a fossil fuel just like coal, which is formed under similar condition in which coal is formed. What is crude oil? Now, as we know, crude oil is a petroleum product in liquid form and it is a fossil fuel like coal. Let us see some more facts about crude oil. Crude oil is a naturally occurring petroleum product composed of hydrocarbon deposits and other organic material. It is typically found through drilling in the earth crust, where it is found with natural gas, which is lighter than this and sits over it, and with saline water, which is heavier than this crude oil and sinks below it. Crude oil is refined and processed to produce many usable products like gasoline, diesel, and other petrochemicals. Crude oil is usually black in color, but its color ranges from colorless to yellowish, reddish, tan, or even greenish. Now let us see in brief how crude oil was formed millions of years ago. Over millions of years ago, tiny marine plants like algae, bacteria, and animals died and were buried on the ocean floor. Over a period, these dead matter were covered by layers of silt and sand. Then after millions of years, these organic remains were buried deeper and deeper. The intense heat and pressure turned them into oil and natural gas. And today we drill down through the layers of the sand and silt and rock to reach these reservoirs which contain crude oil and natural gas. Worth to mention here again that crude oil is a complex mixture of hydrocarbon, that is carbon and hydrogen. Before we proceed further, it is important to know a little bit of hydrocarbon chemistry to be aware of terms like saturated, unsaturated hydrocarbon, paraffin, isoparaffin, naphthenes, what is aromatics, etc. All the hydrocarbons can be classified into two categories actually. One saturated hydrocarbon and other one is unsaturated hydrocarbon. A saturated hydrocarbon is a hydrocarbon wherein all the carbon-carbon bond is single bond. That is, the bond between carbon and carbon atom will be single bond. However, the simplest hydrocarbon is methane. It has one carbon atom and four hydrogen atom. Carbon has four valence electron and all the four valence electron is used to make single bond with hydrogen atom in methane. The next simplest is ethane, which has two carbon atom and six hydrogen atom. The next one is propane, having three carbon atom and eight hydrogen atom. We see that there is a single bond between carbon atom in all these examples. These are called saturated hydrocarbon because we have single bond between the carbon atom. We also observe that ethane, propane, and further butane and pentane in this family is having chain-like structure. We call it paraffins. Further, we have two categories of paraffins, that is normal paraffin and isoparaffin. In normal paraffin, we have a straight chain like we see in pentane. However, in isoparaffin, we have branched chain like in isopentane. We have one carbon atom as a branch. In neopentane, we have two carbon atom as a branch. Paraffins are very stable due to single bond because all the 4 valence electron is used to form single bond with hydrogen atom or carbon atom. Most of the paraffins found in naturally occurring crude oil is normal paraffin. However, isoparaffins are produced during refinery process. The normal paraffins are poor as a motor fuel, but isoparaffins have very good engine combustion properties. Longer chain paraffins are a major source of waxes. Further, this family of methane, ethane, propane is represented by a chemical formula that is CnH2n plus 2, and we call it alkane. Now in saturated hydrocarbon family, in which we had classified paraffin as straight chain and branch chain, we have one more classification as cyclocompound. Saturated hydrocarbon having more than 4 carbon may not be straight or branch but can also form close ring-like structure like in cyclopentane. We call this saturated cyclocompound naphthenes. Naphthenes are poor raw material for lubricant manufacturers, but it can be converted to high quality gasoline compared to paraffin. Now we have seen little bit of saturated hydrocarbon chemistry. Let us see now what is unsaturated hydrocarbon. In saturated hydrocarbon, all valence electrons are bonded to separate carbon atom or hydrogen atom. But in unsaturated hydrocarbon, 2 or 3 valence electron is taken up by adjacent carbon atom, thus making double or triple bond. One basic difference between saturated and unsaturated hydrocarbon is we have single bond in saturated hydrocarbon. However, we observe double or triple bond between carbon atoms in unsaturated hydrocarbon. Further, we have two families in this category. One is chain-like structure and other is ring type. Just take the example of ethylene. We have double bond between the carbon atoms. Again, we have propene, butene, pentene in this series. The chemical formula for this series is CnH2n. We call it alkene. Likewise, we have alkyne series with chemical formula CnH2n-2. Acetylene is the example in this series wherein we have triple bond between two carbon atoms. Unsaturated hydrocarbon with chain-like structure is also called olefins. Only small amount of olefins are present in the naturally occurring crude oils. However, large volumes are produced during refinery process. Olefins are relatively reactive as chemicals and can readily combine to form large chain molecules. Now let us see the ring type unsaturated hydrocarbon. The simplest compound in this family is C6H6, which is called benzene. Herein we observe the alternate double bond between the carbon atoms. This family of ring type unsaturated hydrocarbon is called as aromatics. Due to the double bond, benzene rings are very unstable and chemically reactive. And partly for this reason, benzene is popular in petrochemical industry. Unsaturated hydrocarbons have good combustion characteristics, but their reactivity can lead to problems in storage and sometimes to environmental emissions. Now we have seen a little bit of basic chemistry of hydrocarbon. So let us come back to crude oil. In addition to carbon and hydrogen, crude oil also contains small amount of sulfur, nitrogen and oxygen. However, almost all crudes have 80 to 87% carbon by weight and 12 to 15% hydrogen by weight. Because of variation in composition of crude oil, its physical property also varies, and if we talk about its color, it ranges from colorless to black. One of the important physical property of crude oil is its specific gravity. The petroleum industry uses API, that is American Petroleum Gravity Scale, wherein pure water has been assigned API gravity as 10 degree. Liquids lighter than the water has API gravity more than 10 degree. The earlier description of hydrocarbon that we saw, that is methane, ethane, propane, neopentane, benzene, was the simplest compound of each family. However, in reality, crude oil is a very complex mixture of long chain hydrocarbon compound, some of which have not been identified yet. Because of the complex mixture of hydrocarbon in crude oil, it is difficult to characterize crude oil by chemical formula. Refiners characterize the crude oil by the type of hydrocarbon most prevalent in them, that is paraffinic, naphthenes, and aromatics. Some of the crude oils, such as those in original Pennsylvania oil fields, consist mainly of paraffins. Others, such as heavy Mexican and Venezuelan crudes, are predominantly naphthenic and are rich in bitumen. On the basis of API gravity scale, crude oil can be classified as light, medium, and heavy. Crudes having API gravity greater than or equal to 31 degree is considered as light. Those having API gravity greater than 22 degree to 31 degrees identifies as medium, and those having API gravity between 10 and 22 is considered as heavy crude. Light crude oils are preferred because they have a high yield of hydrocarbons. Heavier oils have greater concentration of metal and sulfur and require more refining. Crude oils are also classified as sweet or sour depending on the level of sulfur present in crude oils, which can be in the form of elemental sulfur or compound like hydrogen sulfide. Crudes having sulfur content less than 0.5% by weight is identified as sweet. Generally, heavier crudes have greater sulfur content. Excess sulfur is removed from the crude oil during refining process because sulfur oxides released into the atmosphere during combustion of oil are major pollutant. Regarding chemical composition, we saw that crude contained mainly carbon and hydrogen. Also, we saw in addition it contains sulfur, nitrogen, and oxygen. However, usually traces of vanadium, nickel, chlorine, sodium, and arsenic is also present. These elements may affect quality of refined products and the effectiveness of processing units. A small amount can be tolerated, but crudes with large amount of these materials must be treated in order to reduce their harmful effects. Coming to the measurement system of the crude oil, some of the country in the world measure in terms of volume and some in terms of weight. The conventional practice in the United States, which dates back to the 1860, is in the barrel, which is a unit of volume. One barrel equals 42 gallons, which is approximately 159 liter. However, as I said, in some country it is measured in terms of weight, and there the units will be metric tons. Due to varying specific gravity of crude oil, the conversion of equal volumes to weight may also vary depending on the type of crude. So we saw a few important things about crude oil. After exploration, crude comes to refinery for processing. So if we ask what is refinery, then the answer would be refinery is a factory where crude oil is processed to various useful products. Each refinery is uniquely designed to process a specific type of crude oil into selected type of product depending on the market. In general, all the modern days refineries perform three basic functions: separation, conversion, and treatment. Separation. As we know, crude oil is a mixture of complex hydrocarbon. Separation process segregates the crude into different fractions of closely related properties for further processing. In simple terms, lighter hydrocarbon separates on top and gradually heavier on bottom. Conversion. After separation, the products are chemically converted into more desirable products. And the final stage is to purify the product from the unwanted elements and compounds, which is done in treatment phase. By this, we come to the end of this section of the video. In the next part, we will move ahead with the refining process. Thank you very much. If you like our video, please like, share and comment. Your like, share and comment is a motivation for us to bring a new video for you. Thank you very much.